Radical. ReviewTechUSA. He's got a new podcast series called Exposed. Exposed. Oh, exposed. That's what he's calling it, right? So you would be led to believe that it's a podcast series exposing YouTubers, right? Interesting concept, right? It's kind of like the pot calling the kettle black. What is he going to expose? E-beggars? Expose flip-floppers? Expose shills? I'm not sure. Kind of weird podcast. That's what I thought it would be. But actually, it's not. There's some false advertising here. He calls it exposed, but he's not actually exposing people. Right? So, okay. And he had two people on this Exposed podcast. I don't know who all he's had on it. There's different episodes. But he had two winners. Camelot331 and Repzion. All right. Repzion. Well, I might tell you more about Repzion later. I had an upload. I might rework, reform, and re-upload. Repzion is one of my, let's just say, he did to me one of the most disgusting things a YouTuber could do on the platform. I talked about it in 2018, and like I said, I'll retouch on that at some point to give you all, an idea of how I feel about Repzion. But Camelot331, well, doggone it, goes without saying, donate to my Patreon. When you give me money on my Patreon, it just makes me not want to jump out that window out there, I live on the first floor and everything, and it wouldn't hurt me, but, give me money on Patreon. Now, in episode 7, he actually had somebody, believe it or not, on the show that I really like, Scott the Woz. And here's my comment talking about Scott that I left for ReviewTechUSA. I said, Scott is an extremely talented guy, and he doesn't accept charity donations like many of his contemporaries to boot. You should have asked him here why he doesn't have a join button enabled and do super chats begging for money from his audience like yourself. My guess would be he actually has pride and wants his audience to spend their money on things like video games. Now here's my question. Since I like Scott, but not you, Rich, should I smash that like button? I'll probably just go over and like a random Scott the Woz video. That's what I did. I just went and liked a random Scott the Woz video. I didn't dislike it, Rich. I didn't dislike the video and everything. You did have Scott the Woz on the show, which is cool. You go from Repzion and Camelot331 to Scott the Woz. That's a hell of an upgrade, I might say. Are we going to end it there? Let's see here. I feel like I need to balance this out, all right? I feel like I need to balance this out by saying some nice things. One, Rich, you seem to be continuing to lose weight, so that's a good thing. You're not going to get heart disease or the diabetes, so that's good, making some positive changes in your life. It's just sad that, you can't make a lot of positive changes on the platform, but you're making some positive changes in your life. Now, Rich, as far as the Exposed podcast goes, I would definitely have Scott the Woz back in the future and start the interview out by commending him for not being an e-bagger, for taking a stand outside of his contemporaries, like, your Woodhawkers and all the others that actually do have P.O. boxes and Patreons and all that stuff. I would start out by commending him for not being involved in any e-beggery.